It was really a really tough game. I thought that we did a lot of good things, but it's, you know, our forwards are still not looking and seeing where the shooters are, and they're standing there. So, we've got to defend that. When we defend that line, they didn't have anything, but we didn't defend it. Benny and Chris both gave up like 4 threes that they were really in trouble in the possession. We can't do that. I think the good news is we needed to get a stop at the end of regulation, and we got it. And then the overtime, 2 freshmen made the first 2 buckets. And our defense was good in the overtime. But we need, we're young. We got a lot of work to do. We got a long way to go. And this was a good step, a really tough game. And obviously, at the end, they had the edge, and we were able to overcome it and get into overtime and win. So, good win, but there's a lot we can learn from it, and hopefully we will be able to.
Jim, aside from what you said about Chris on the defensive end, what did you like about what he did on offense today?
We know he can shoot.
But he was more aggressive today, got the ball a little more.
Well, he got looks. He hasn't gotten looks. He got some looks today, and he can shoot. So I'm surprised, when he misses, he was 4 for 8. I'm surprised he missed a couple of those. He's a really good shooter. The problem is he gave up 3 threes and hit 11 points, gave up 3 threes. The other problem is he played 33 minutes and had 1 rebound. And he told me he never rebounded in high school, and I believe him now. He's got to find a way to rebound. Benny started to play harder, finally, at the end, the last time he went back in, but didn't play hard until then. And he played 39 minutes and had 3 rebounds. I mean, these guys, they're not mentally rebounders, and they have to be. For us to win, they're going to have to rebound. And we shouldn't win games like this. We shouldn't win. When your 2 starting forwards get 4 rebounds, you shouldn't win the game. They have to rebound. They're both scorers. They think about scoring. They need to think about defense and rebounding, period. Joe had a great first half, and then he tried too much in the second half. He's got to figure the balance out. And when he gets good shots, he makes them. His second half, he did have 2 or 3 good ones he missed. You're going to miss. But then he took a couple he shouldn't. In some of those situations, both Jude and him get in the lane, and Jesse's got to be found. We have to find Jesse. Jesse has to move better, but we have to find Jesse down there. And, he was a presence on defense in the second half. I think, 5 or 6 blocks. That was a big difference in the game. But it's a great game to get a win in, but there's just too many bad things out there that we're going to have to work on and correct.
Hey, Coach. Judemans had a great all-around game today, but kind of talk about his effectiveness at the top of that 2-3 zone in terms of his defense, his defense in the passing lanes, getting steals.
Yeah, I
running
think
out.
he's getting better out there. I think he's much more comfortable. And, he can score. I just think there's opportunities for him where he gets in the lane. He's got to find Jesse. And we got to make a better effort to get Jesse the ball in those situations. But, he can score the basketball. That's what he does.
Coach, you said the defense to begin the game wasn't great. What improved in the defense as that game went on to get those crucial stops?
They were really patient, and it's really difficult to play defense for 30 seconds, and they make you do that. But other than there was 3 or 4 obvious plays where Chris should have come up, Benny should have come up, and they got 4 threes out of it. If we had taken that away, it would have been a really good defensive effort. But we didn't. We didn't take it away.
Coach, you played without Jesse for the majority of the first half. What did you think of Munir's performance today?
I think he's capable to block more shots. He blocked a couple, but I thought they got by. He didn't protect the basket. He's not quite ready for that. But, you know, he's a presence out there, and he'll get better.
Hey, Coach, you touched on it a little bit, but what did you think of Joe, specifically in that first half when he was kind of the only one who had it going on offense?
Well, you know, he can shoot. We work hard. I'll tell you, his teammates did a great job. They set a lot of screens. They got him a lot of looks, and, you know, he can shoot it. We know that. And I'm not surprised. He can score if he gets his shots. I think teams now they'll start doing the buddy system. They'll be just face guard. Well, that guy almost tried to face guard. They're just going to face guard him. And that creates some driving lanes, and we've got to get Benny involved and Jesse involved in those situations. When Joe gets pressured like that, they're dedicating that one guy chasing him all over and wide. That opens up areas on the court, and we've got to take better advantage of that.
Jim, when Jesse's in the game, even if he's not getting the ball on offense, is he getting to the point where his presence in the middle helps open things up for some of the other guys?
Yeah, I mean, they're staying with him. So when Judah drives, he gets a layup, it's because they're staying with Jesse. They're not coming off him. They know we can throw the lob, and so they're not coming off him. They're staying with him, which a guy like Judah can get his way in there and get to the basket. That's what he does. So, yeah, I mean, that's a big help, big help.
Jim, you had Justin, Malik in there in the first half, but Symir was the only guy you brought in off the bench in the
Right.
second half. What into, you know, keeping the starters out there on the floor for the
Yeah,
majority
we're
of the
going
second
to,
half?
at this stage of the year, we're going to play the guys that we think can win the game for us. We're not going to just play everybody. That's nothing unusual. It's what we do, always have done, and what most coaches do.
Coach, what does a win like this, with your freshmen playing so well down the stretch, do for their development here early in the season?
You know, we have so much to do to get better that it's a long list. So we got a lot of work to do, and we're happy to win, but it was not a good game for us. You can't get beat on the boards like that, and you can't leave people open shooting threes when you're there. It's one thing, like Colgate did such a good job, they had open threes. This team, we were there, and we didn't contest the shot. There's one thing being there, and the other thing is contesting the shot. And we didn't contest the shot, period. End of story.
Coach, Judah was a lot more vocal today, whether that was on the court or even when checking at the scores table, calling out stuff. How have you seen his leadership grow in the first few games?
Yeah, I mean, it's early. He's a really good player, and we got a long way to go. We played 4 games. Check back with me in a month. We'll see how it is. Thanks.